She mocked him. She belittled him. She called him the worst waiter she'd ever seen. And she did it all with a smug smile, confident nothing would ever happen to her. But that night, an entire restaurant united. And the sound of justice was so loud, it literally made her cover her ears. Seconds before she lost a job she bragged about. If you've ever wished you could stand up for someone being humiliated in public, this story is going to feel incredibly satisfying. And before we dive in, if you believe bullies deserve consequences, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick with me till the end, because you're about to hear how an entire staff turned humiliation into poetic justice. Now, let's rewind to the night everything changed. It was 2015. I was juggling nursing school assignments during the day and waitressing at night. My restaurant wasn't flashy. No neon signs. No radio ads. We survived and thrived off something old-fashioned. Reputation. Word of mouth was our currency. So when someone messed with that reputation, it was personal. I'd been there long enough to become the unofficial support system for new servers. Not a formal trainer, but the person management trusted to catch someone when they were sinking. And that's exactly what I was prepared to do on this particular night. We'd hired a new guy, older, soft-spoken, a little awkward, but unbelievably earnest. He had just been released, and you could tell that life had chewed him up. Every time a table asked for something, he flinched, like he expected the worst. But underneath the nerves, there was something good, kindness, humility, a genuine desire not to screw up. So when I saw his name next to mine on the section chart for the night shift, I told myself, I've got you. You won't drown on my watch. It started with a group of 6, a round table, mid-20s, attitude dripping off them like cheap perfume. The leader, a woman, walked in like she owned the place. Chin high, arms crossed, voice loud. Every gesture screamed entitlement. Minutes later, I saw him approach me, menu in hand, panic in his eyes. She wanted a wrap we don't make. She says the other location does. I don't think it's on our menu, right? He looked like a kid asking for permission to breathe. I could have told him to stand firm. I could have coached him through boundaries. But it was his first night alone. Throwing him to the wolves wasn't training. It was a sabotage. So instead, I told him to check with the cooks. If they were willing, great. If not, I'd step in. The kitchen shrugged. They could do it. So he delivered the news back to the table. And the second he did, she smirked. A smirk I would learn to hate. That was the moment it began. Every time he returned to the table, she asked for something else. Something impossible. Something petty. Something designed to trip him up. Extra sauce. No, different sauce. Actually, more napkins. Clean fork. Replace this. Ice. No ice. It was a conveyor belt of demands. But it wasn't service. It was sport. I watched his shoulders tense. His face pale. His breathing get shallow, the way someone braces for a punch. And with every request, she grew bolder, more smug, more cruel. I could feel heat rising in my chest. That thick, boiling storm that comes right before anger turns into action. But I couldn't intervene yet. I shadowed him, quietly pulling his other tables into my rotation so they wouldn't suffer, coaching him under my breath like an emergency therapist. Breathe. You're doing fine. If she stiff arms you on the tip, your other tables will cover the night. But even with reassurance, he was unraveling. This wasn't nerves anymore. This was humiliation. Closing time came and went. They lingered, because of course they did. Last table on our side. Last customer standing. And that was when he came to me, voice shaking, asking how to stack employee discounts. Employee discounts? My eyebrows shot up. What employee? And then the dagger. The leader of the table had spent the entire meal telling him he was the worst waiter she'd ever seen because she was a trainer at our other restaurant. Suddenly, the rap made sense. The demands, the entitlement. She wasn't just a bully. She was a bully with power. Or at least she thought she had power. And then she added multiple birthdays, free cakes, and she wants a birthday song. Immediately, I could feel my jaw clench, my pulse spike. I wasn't just angry. I was incandescent. This man had survived prison, only to be broken by a woman who believed humiliating him was her right. I wanted to flip the table. I wanted to tell her exactly what I thought. But rage is a tool if you sharpen it. And in that moment, I began to sharpen. I told him, go prep the cakes, but don't take them out yet. And I went to the front of house manager. This was the moment that mattered. Our managers weren't corporate robots. They were human, fair, protective, the kind of leaders you've run through fire for. So when I explained her treatment of the new waiter claims of being a trainer of the stacked employee discounts and the fake birthday demand, I watched something shift in him. His eyes narrowed, his jaw set, not anger, conviction. He pulled out the employee numbers she provided, smiled, and said, "I've got some calls to make." Permission granted, war declared, and I ran to the back, to the bar, to the kitchen, to the dish pit. Everyone, birthday song, front table. Now, explanation later. Half the restaurant followed, laughing, confused. Ready? We gathered behind the host stand, an army of petty justice. He brought out the cakes. We marched, and then we surrounded the table. Not 5 singers, not 8, nearly the entire staff, every server, bartenders, kitchen staff, a dishwasher, even the manager. We handed out the free cakes. And I swear, the look on her face? Smug, victorious. She thought she won. And then we sang. No, we didn't sing. We screamed the birthday song at the top of our lungs, in a corner booth, with walls ricocheting noise back at them, creating a chamber of sonic destruction. Their hands flew to their ears, faces twisted, smiles vanished. It was absurd, petty, chaotic, and utterly beautiful. I watched her flinch. I watched her wince. I watched her realize this was not admiration. This was mockery. This was power. This was karma. But the best part was still coming. Because while we were obliterating their eardrums, our manager was in the office, calling her manager, then the general manager, then ownership. I know, because I was standing near the host stand when she was handed the phone. Her voice, once arrogant, began to tremble. I didn't. No, that's not. He was just, please, let me explain. I didn't think. Tears, actual tears. Her excuses spilled like cheap wine. But the decision had already been made. Employee discount? Denied. Trainer position? Gone. Job? Terminated. Her face collapsed. Humiliation replaced arrogance. And for the first time that night, she was silent. I didn't get to hear the whole call, but I didn't need to, because when she left that restaurant, she wasn't a trainer anymore. Maybe she talked her way back in later. Maybe she didn't. But I know we made sure her actions had consequences. And I know that for one night, justice was served. Loudly. It wasn't just revenge. It was redemption. The new waiter looked at me differently that night. Not like a supervisor or co-worker, but like someone who believed in him. Someone who reminded him he deserved respect. He straightened his spine, lifted his chin, and breathed, really breathed. For the first time all night, she walked in thinking she had power. She walked out realizing true power comes from integrity, from unity, from people refusing to let cruelty stand. That moment still echoes in my memory, like the chorus we screamed. Some revenge is reckless, some is cruel, but sometimes revenge is simply restoring balance, protecting the vulnerable, and showing bullies the cost of their arrogance, not through violence, but through consequences. If that justice felt good to hear, hit like, tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories where karma doesn't whisper.